This is the MTPredictor weekly update for December 5th, and hope you all had a good Thanksgiving holiday. As we look at the markets, markets did pretty much as expected, did move higher into the holiday and beyond there. You can see I've got marked, this is the daily YM. We've got a five-wave, this is a major five-wave pattern up here on the daily chart. The first bit of resistance that we'll look at is based off this prior swing high, and this is the DP or decision point. Again, an area where the market will need to make a decision up here around this 11,500 area, probably 500 to 570. Is this going to be resistance and rejection, or if they can trade through this area and take it out? We're looking at then pushing probably to the typical wave 5 resistance area above that. So we'll see. You can see here's the Globex open this evening. So market is the futures are up at the moment, and we'll see. And I just put the ADX on here. You can see back here the ADX gave a buy signal back in here on the daily chart, and it's been on a buy signal for well, back up into middle of November when it gave an exit signal. Now it's given another buy signal again, but you see the ADX line itself is below 20, so no real strong trend at this point. But we'll see if we find resistance up here. It got a little choppy in here as the consolidated a little bit before we made that last push up around Thanksgiving. Also the 50-day, the red line here is the 50-day, the 200 days, the thicker blue line here, and obviously the 50 days trading above the 200-day, and so all things positive from the chart perspective. Of course, we know market internals are still not good here. So there's things other than good market internals that are fueling the stocks. Well, not just stocks. We've got gold, oil. All these things are moving higher together. The danger being, they can push the markets up, but the job picture was still not looking good. Real estate markets still not looking good. And so these are all things we've got to be wary of, even though the market continues higher. My opinion is the higher the market goes, if things don't improve internally, the bigger the drop is going to be in the end. And but it is what it is. You got to follow the trend. So let's just take a look then at the weekly chart of the Dow here. Move this down. And we've got a little kind of intermediate 4 waves. We came into that wave 4 support on the weekly chart, and moving up. The minimum wave 5 is this kind of orange area here. Typical wave 5 resistance will be up here. This was the prior DP based off of this prior swing high. And you can see we came right up into that DP before we fell off into this wave 4 support area. Here's the next DP or decision point area resistance. That'll begin, it's around the 11,500 area, all the way up to the minimum wave 5 resistance here, which will kind of end in that 11,670 area on the weekly chart. Again, the typical wave 5 resistance is going to be up around 12,000. So again, things are looking positive. It looks like we'll continue to get another push at least into these resistances I've pointed out here in these markets. And then let's just take a look at the some of the commodities here. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look at oil here. Oil, again, we had this 5-wave pattern in oil, up to 3, down to 4, up to 5. We got a DP there as well. We got the sell-off or pullback into this wave 4 support area, which is typical. Um, usually a little further down into wave 4, but anyway, then we've got a kind of an A, B, oops, I'm sorry, up to A, down to B, up to C pattern, which is typical after the wave 5, and we're into coming into, not quite there, the next resistance area that starts around the 89.67, the DP, and the typical wave 5, typical wave C resistance, and the DP resistance ends around $90.95 in oil, and beyond that there's another spot of resistance up above 92, around 92.50, around there. So again, all these markets continue to rise together. Gold, same thing. Again, 5 waves up here in gold. We've got a pullback maybe in an ABC, we'll see. Here's the decision point area for gold that's projected off this prior swing high, the all-time high in gold there. Again, if it comes up here, we'd have a new all-time high again in gold around 1435.70, and that resistance goes up to about 1447.70. So the thing to look at too here in gold that I was looking at is you can see the obviously we've made higher highs there, and what we continue to see is we've got divergence, but it looks like we could have, if we make a new high here, we continue to get lower highs in the oscillator, so it's something to keep an eye on in gold. So we'll see if we'll get a test of that resistance. So anyway, stay the course. Again, be watchful. Again, the internals don't look good, haven't really improved, but the market continues to go higher, and you've got to play accordingly. Again, be cautious. Maybe the upside is somewhat limited up here as we get extended, but we'll trend is up, so we continue to play it that way until, like I said, anything can come out. News, something happens overnight. You've got this Iran situation. You've got the North Korea situation. So things can rattle the market pretty quickly. And as we've seen in the past, a 1,000-point drop in the Dow in a matter of minutes can happen. So you got to stay on your toes. All right, that's it. Hope it helps, and we'll do it all again next week.